lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets. The storm is like a brother, it knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. I see the waters rising with waves as strong as iron. My soul was born for running. The darkness is my compass, and I will follow where it goes, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your sunshine story, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. Sirens ring and run for shelter. I will chase that storm forever. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like they can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, feels like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. So let the rain come down. Let the rain come down.
There we go. It's been so long, I about forgot how to do this. Okay. Well, happy Labor Day to everybody. Y'all could be anywhere you want to be, but you're here. Yes, welcome to the locker room. It's still the locker room because that's the sign right there that my right there that my son got me. So it'll still be the locker room, even though I changed my channel name to Crime Search Nan, because I figured people would understand what my channel was about more that way than it would as Get Locker. Maybe it'll help me get some more subscribers. Alrighty, first things first. Let's get this underway. There's our privacy notice, fair use notice. Everything is used under fair use. I don't know why I've got it up twice on my screen. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. We've already touched this case. It's been months and months back about two high school girls. Well, I actually talked about it as being 3 high school girls, but it was 2 that were involved in a homicide of an Augusta, Kansas lady, the poor lady. I feel sorry for her. So, and I've got, sorry, more information on the case. The girls still to this day have not been tried, and it's been since September 2023. So September 6th will be 2 years since this crime happened. And whoops, sorry, about forgot myself there. Okay, the links to my are all in the description. It's all from, this happens every time I go online. It's all from ksnnews.com out of Wichita, Kansas. And so we're going to talk about this. It says authorities investigating homicide in Augusta. There was a video on there. Okay. Is this a video? No. It was a video. Okay. Wichita, Kansas, authorities are investigating a homicide in Augusta. According to the Augusta Department of Public Safety, authorities were called to the 1700 block of Robbins Street for an unattended death on Sunday evening. Unattended death on Sunday evening. Okay, so this is the map of it. This is where it happened. This is Ohio Street where our local grocery store is, and this is another main street. These are the two main streets in Augusta, and I live off over down below here somewhere. Okay, so this is where it happened, and this is like your State Street. Our public pool's like right here. So it wasn't very far from our public school. After an investigation, it was determined the death was a homicide. Authorities suspect the crime happened between Saturday evening and Sunday morning. The victim's name hasn't been released as the family is still being notified. Okay, so then it asks for any more information, call the Augusta PD. Okay. Then later, the victim was identified. Hello to Reality Wins. Hey, beautiful. How are you? I missed y'all too. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I had a horrible bike accident. I was trying to ride 200 miles in August, thinking that was my Ride for Cancer ride, which wasn't. It starts today as the Ride for Cancer ride. And I went over my handlebars and I landed on this elbow and it jammed my shoulder right here really bad. And it's still very painful. And I messed up several ribs. I couldn't hardly breathe for days. But I'm getting better now. So, and I have missed being here. I missed so much. I wasn't even on YouTube. I get hooked on this series of, oh, thank you. I got hooked on the series of Supernatural. Have y'all ever watched it? I'm like in season 7, and I can just sit and watch it all day long, not do nothing else. And I said, I better get back to doing my lives. But then I thought I'll change the name because people don't understand what Get Lockered stood for. They didn't know it was buying and reselling storage lockers. So I changed the name, hoping it'll help get more viewers to come in. So, yeah, but I'm doing better now. It was strange because a week later, my husband and CJ were out riding their bikes, and my husband hit a train track wrong. Oh man, thank you. My husband hit a train track wrong and bit his wheel on his bike and rolled over his bike. But all he got was a scratch on his arm right there and a scratch on his leg. He didn't get hurt like I did. But I guess I'm the weaker sex. So anyway, I'm back. I'm also helping a friend on Hutchinson. She fell and broke her leg in 3 spots and had to have surgery on it. And she's going to be down for the next 12 weeks. And on days when her husband has to go places, I go out to Hutchinson and sit with her in case she needs soda, water, get up to go to the bathroom, what have you. So I do that for her because that's what friends do. Okay, so the next one, the second part, yeah, and it was my dog Riddler that jumped on her when she happened to step into a hole at the same time, and it knocked her down, and it bent the bottom of her foot back so much that it touched her shin, and it broke 3 bones in her leg. She had to have a plate put in her leg. I feel for her. That dog's a menace. He needs to go somewhere else. Okay. Crime victim identified in Augusta homicide. This one doesn't. One of them had a video. Wichita, Kansas Department of Public Safety has released the name of the victim who was found dead on Sunday. Yeah, I think he needs to be somewhere where somebody has a lot of land and he can run, because he's part wolf, part husky, part shepherd. He's not one to be combined, I'm telling you. We put him in 2 different dog pens, and he went through, put holes in both dog pens and got out. So he basically stays in a crate in the house because she's got, speaking of, I got to let my dogs out. I'll be right back. Okay. So anyway, he goes in a crate when he's in the house, and when he's outside, he just runs free. And so but because they've got like 10 cats. I mean, you've heard of the crazy cat lady? My friend Henry she loves Siamese cats. She's got Persian ones, she's got straights, she's got seal tips, she's got, I don't remember how many she's got. I don't know. Plus, she's got a calico cat and a orange cat and a black cat. My cat Edward, she's got his little brother. So that's how that is. Okay, so then it says authorities say Joanne Johnson, 93, was found unalived in her home from an apparent homicide. There were no other individuals living at the residence at the time. According to the Augusta Department of Public Safety, authorities were called to the 1700 block of Robin Street for an unattended. Why do they keep saying unattended? I mean, of course, there wasn't anybody else in the house, but it was just, okay, death on Sunday evening. I can't think of a better word than unattended, really. Okay, so that's this part. And then Okay. So it says, two teenage girls arrested. This is also from KSN News in Wichita. Two teenage girls arrested for 2023 homicide in Augusta. This was August 16th, 2024. So they were arrested almost 1 year later, like right at 11 months later. The Kansas Bureau of Investigators says two teenage girls have been arrested for the 2023 homicide that had gone unsolved for months. Joanne Johnson, 93, she looks good for 93, was found unalived inside her home at 1711 Robin Street in Augusta on September 3rd, 2023. Authorities said at the time, Johnson was unalived sometime between September 2nd and September 3rd. Kansas Bureau of Investigation says two 14-year-old females from Augusta were arrested Thursday on suspicion of first-degree unaliving in connection with Johnson's unaliving. The teens are being held in separate juvenile detention centers at formal charges are pending. The KBI says it's still an ongoing investigation. Well, that's weird. I wouldn't want to wear something like that on my foot to find out what's wrong with it. Okay. So I don't think they can put the names of the girls because they were underage. They're only teenagers. Okay, so in January 2025, they were, okay, go back. I'm going to pull this up on screen. Boy, this is not as long of a case as I thought it would be. Okay. So in January of 2025, the girls were charged, the teens charged in Augusta woman's unaliving will not be charged as adults. Okay, so the police doesn't, or the judge doesn't think that the girls qualify. I don't know if I can go full screen with this video. There we go. I'm going to play this short video. Open the volume here. It's 32-second video.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jeff Herndon.
And I'm Julia Thatcher. Just into the KSN newsroom, two teenagers charged with killing an Augusta woman are not being charged as adults. A Butler County judge denied prosecutors' requests to do so.
The 14-year-olds are charged with first-degree murder for the death of Joanne Johnson. She was found inside her home on September 2023. The girls were not arrested until 11 months later. The judge cited age and state law when issuing his ruling. Prosecutors have the right to appeal this decision.
Okay, so that now how do I get that off there?
Court document.
Okay, so that says that the judge said that the girls, there's some state law here in Kansas says that they can't be and the judge also denied, because they are juveniles, the court did not release their names. Pleas of not guilty were entered for both girls. The judge also denied a motion to release the affidavit and charging documents, so other details about the case will not be released. In December 2024, the assistant county attorney made the motion to prosecute the juveniles as adults, which was denied on Thursday. A motion hearing is scheduled for April 18th, and jury trials have been set for weeks of May 5th and June 16th. Okay, those jury trials have yet to happen. Welcome to the judicial system. All right. So then, prosecutors still want Augusta Teens to be tried as adults. The prosecutors have appealed. The prosecutor still wants the teens to be tried as adults in an Augusta unaliving case. The teens are currently charged as juveniles in the unaliving of 93-year-old Joanne Johnson. In January, a judge said the teens do not qualify to be prosecuted as adults. A Butler County District Court spokesperson said Friday that the prosecutor has appealed the decision. On September 6, 2023, Johnson was found. Okay, we already know that. Nearly a year later, in August, the Arkansas Bureau of Investigation said that two 14-year-old girls from Augusta were arrested. They were both charged 2 weeks later with first-degree unaliving. In December, the assistant county attorney made the motion to prosecute the juveniles as adults, which was denied. A motion hearing that was scheduled for Friday has been continued. A new date has not yet been set. So at this point, the girls have not gone to jail. They've pleaded not guilty, and the judge does not want to sign them as adults. Okay, so we're talking, I know from sources outside of the news channel that these two girls were 14 and 15 when this happened. And they're in juvenile now, in two different places in juvenile. Okay, so they are 16 and almost 18 now. Or they're 15 and 17, whichever way their birthdays fall in. The one girl is almost 18 now, but they can still charge her as a juvenile because it happened when she was younger. And then when she turns 21, she'll be free as a bird. And she can petition the court to get her past records sealed so that nothing happened before she was 21. She's clean as a whistle. I do not believe that is right. I think they should be charged. They made an adult decision to do what they did, even though they were immature. They still made an adult decision, and they need to have more than 2 or 3 years. Because that reminds me of the two 10-year-olds, the 5th graders, in, I believe it was 2000 or 2003, somewhere back there, that took a pew-pew to their elementary school 5th grade classroom and started shooting people because a girl broke up with a boy and the boy wanted to revenge. So the two kids got grandpa's pew-pew, and I don't know how they got in the school with a pew-pew that was this long and did the damage. But when they were tried for the case, they said the boys, which I can believe 5th graders, they thought it would be like cartoons. where when you unalive them, they bounce right back and they're okay. They didn't know the full consequences of what they did. But then it was argued that since the boys know about hunting animals, because they went hunting with their grandpa quite often, they knew that once an animal was pew-pewed, it did not bounce right back up and keep going. It was made food for the family for the winter, you know. So they took away, they were found guilty, and they stayed in juvenile and did their schooling in juvenile until they were 21. When they were 21, they walked free. And the teacher that was unalived, her husband turned around. There was a big controversy about it. It was like 2 months later, he was married to one of the news anchors that followed the case. So, and there was a big controversy about that. But, you know, the heart wants what the heart wants. I feel for the lady's family because she was very strong and able to take care of herself very well. And then all of a sudden, tragedy strikes. And that's the way it was. I don't know how, that was the first school shooting I had ever heard of. But then the one in Colorado got more attention than the one in Wichita. Was it? No, it wasn't Wichita. It was Jonesboro, Arkansas. And I was working in a Texaco cooking. I was not a line cook, but I kept the steam table full. And we took orders where you could get fried eggs and bacon or whatever, you know, because we were a truck stop. And I was a cook in there at the Texaco that was 2 blocks away from that elementary school. And I knew that somebody I had worked with at a former job had 2 children in the 5th grade, 2 boys in the 4th and 5th grade in the school. So I called him, and he always called me a liar. The whole time we were working together, he always called me a liar. And I always said, I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. I don't lie. So anyway, I called him, and I said, hey, I know you think I'm always lying to you, but this time I'm telling the truth. Turn on the news. I said, there's been a shooting at your children's school. I said, you need to get your kids. He said, I don't believe you. I said, turn on the news. So he turned on TV, and it was on the news at the time. So they were doing a live coverage. And I've never spoken to him since. But from what I understand, his boys were not injured. Thank goodness. But, you know, these things happen. And I don't understand why they happen. I mean, we have teenage boys in juvenile lockup for things they've done to other teenage girls that shouldn't be done until the kids are adults, if you know what I mean. But I can't believe a 13-year-old boy would do that with a younger girl. But or where would they even know at 13 years old how to do that? It just is what it is, I guess. The world is different than it was when I was growing up. Speaking of which, this month is my 40-year high school reunion. 40 years ago, I graduated high school. It's been a long time. So, I really don't have anything else on this case, but I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 1 o'clock, but I'll be back in time to be here at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me while I was gone. I love y'all. Do something nice for someone, even if it's just be the reason they smile and get awkward. Oh, I shouldn't say that anymore. And do a crime search. There we go. Do a crime search.